Hello and welcome back to On Point Wargaming, and in this video we're actually doing a battle report. I've dragged myself out from behind my painting desk and rearranged my shoe-like apartment. Got the 6x4 table out, and we're going to be having a game of 2nd edition bolt action. The mission we've chosen is key positions. This is the table. We've gone for a Northern European town, village type of affair, and the forces that will be fighting today will be Japanese against the Germans. So with that, we'll now move to force composition and talk about the arms we've taken. So yeah, see you soon. Okay, so this is the German army that I'll be taking. It's all Fallschirmjager and is based on the 3rd Parachute Division that fought around Arnhem and the Hürtgen Forest as part of Kampfgruppe Becker. Bit of a history to my force there. The light in here is actually a bit poor at the moment, so I'm not going to do any kind of extreme close-ups, but we'll pop some photographs in at the end just so you can see some detailed pictures of the army. So what have I taken? So the army is led by a 1st lieutenant, veteran with assistant. I've then got 3 8-man veteran Fallschirmjager squads. The first 2 are pretty much identical. NCO, 1 with an assault rifle, 1 with a normal rifle. 2 LNG teams and 3 rifles. And the 3rd section is a NCO with assault rifle, 6 assault rifles, FG-42s, 1 submachine gun, and this team has got 2 Panzerfausts. Over here for support we've got a regular medium mortar with spotter, a regular 2 cm flak 38 anti-aircraft gun, kit bashed from the Hetzer kit that I laughingly put together the other week. Next to this we have an SDKFZ 251/10 command vehicle with an anti-tank gun. I've also paid the extra points to equip it with a rear-facing pintle-mounted medium machine gun. And last but not least, we have the 234 Puma. I actually like this kit. It was really quite nice to build, and yeah, so this will be the first time using my Fallschirmjager. We're playing 1,000 points. It comes in at 993 points with 8 order dice. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to using these. Next up will be the Japanese.
Hello, I'm Iain, the other mysterious half of On Point Wargaming. This is my first appearance on one of our videos. All the work has been done so far by Steve. But anyway, this is my Japanese list. I have a bit of a thing for the Japanese, as Steve knows. So the list I've taken is, we have a 1st lieutenant with his assistant. We have 2 identical infantry squads of 10 men armed with rifles. We have a 7-man grenadier squad, another unit that is a regular feature of my list, and I'm not sure if Steve enjoys facing this or not. We have an anti-tank gun, 47mm. This is the 2nd time this has been used. It served me well first time out, so we'll see if it can perform again this time. Another unit, a 10-man paratrooper squad. We have 3 SMGs, an LMG, and the rest of the squad have rifles. These have never been used yet, so I'm looking forward to using them. We have an anti-tank team, 1 man with a bomb on a stick. These are always fun to use if you can get them close enough. We have a medic. This is the only veteran unit in the army. We have a medium mortar and a medium machine gun, and lastly we have a Shinhoto Chiha medium tank, which actually is a third unit I've not used before. So that's my list. Hopefully it will perform. Let's move on.
Okay, so welcome to the bottom of turn one. Not an awful lot of action, as you can appreciate, for the first turn. We did have some shenanigans. I'll be honest. So the first action of the turn really was most squads advanced on. There was no real fire. The only firing came from the 3 vehicles that we've got on the table so far. So as you'll see, the Puma, slightly worse for wear at the moment, but we'll come to that in a bit. So he advanced on and took a shot at the grenadier squad there, killed 1 man, completely obliterated him. After that, Japanese brought their tank on and he took a crack at the Puma. Yeah, well, you can see the devastation it caused, completely destroyed. The next action was my SDKFZ 25110 advanced on. Light anti-tank shot at the flank of the Japanese tank. Hit, didn't penetrate, superficial damage, rolled 1 on the damage chart. So that was it D2? Oh no, just 2 pins. -3 to the roll, which resulted in just 2 pins and a down order. So hopefully he's not going anywhere next turn. For the rest of the turn though, it's largely just been consolidation, advancing on. 2 objectives not really being contested at all. In fact, no objectives being contested at all at the moment. That should change in the second turn when we start to get into close quarters. I'm obviously a dice down with my Puma meeting a sad demise on its inaugural battle. I shall have a beer for this Puma later on tonight. The turn's also been accompanied by my rendition of All Night Long by Lionel Richie. That's just one of those things, really. But hopefully there'll be no more of that tomfoolery in the turns to come. Okay, so that was the bottom of turn 1, and we'll see you soon in turn 2. See you soon. Hello and welcome back, and we are at the bottom of turn 2. Bit more action this turn, but we'll run over the main points. So, more vehicle and artillery piece shooting. So the main point here is the Japanese tank has been disabled, turret jammed into that position. Another side shot from the SDKFZ 10. Again, failed to do any kind of real damage. The flak team had another go, didn't hit. So this squad here lost a man to LMG fire from this team here. This team here lost a man from the mortar. They also got shot at by the Japanese medium machine gun team. Hit but no kills. So it's 2 pins in that unit. The Japanese mortar ranged in on the SDKFZ 10, hit it, hit the top armour, failed to do any damage though. Hit just 1 pin, and that was rallied or taken off by the HQ unit. My mortar team fired at this grenadier team here, missed, so they hit on a 5 next turn. This team advanced, but were slightly out of range to that team there. Japanese failed, like I said, mentioned earlier, failed a couple of order tests, including the veteran paratroopers, which won't go down well back at base. They will be more or less subject to re-education, I should imagine. Still really just closing in each other. There's 2 objectives here that haven't been taken yet. There's one here. This squad that fired them, didn't it? I've mentioned that.
Yeah.
So that squad advanced up, has claimed that objective, and laid some light machine gun fire down on that section there. And that's where we're at. Like I said, Japanese tank is now disabled, but we've got lots of infantry moving up the centre and on this flank here to threaten. There's 2 objectives on this flank. This should be an interesting objective in the crossroads. And these 2 seem to have been abandoned for the moment, but we'll see what happens with that in the later turns. So far though, minimal casualties on both sides. My Puma obviously gone in the first turn, and I've lost a man from this squad here. Apart from that, all to play for in the 3rd turn, so we'll see you at the bottom of the 3rd turn shortly. See you soon. Hello and welcome to the bottom of turn 3, which was a very bloody turn. I'll be completely honest with that. Let's start from this side and move across. So you'll notice there's a blank space where that poor Japanese squad used to be. They suffered from assault rifle shots from here, an LMG, 2 LMGs from here, and ultimately wiped the squad out to a man. Moving across, you'll now see my SDKFZ 25110 is on fire and completely destroyed. So the immobilised Japanese tank claimed its 2nd target of the game. Direct shot, all kinds of unpleasantness going on there, just completely dead. Speaking of unpleasantness, we have my flak anti-aircraft gun here. Long range shot there from the, what is that?
47mm anti-tank gun.
Okay, so from the Japanese anti-tank gun, rolled a 6, obliterated 2 of the crew. I rolled a foobar on my morale check, and the squad, well, the weapon went down. That aside, there's been a lot of just general sniping at each other. This Fallschirmjager section here at one point was on 7 pins due to a combination of rifle and LMG shots from the infantry section here, and also the paratrooper section here, and also the grenadier team over there. So they were in dire straits at one point. Rallied, rolled d6 down to 1 pin. Lovely. My HQ unit advanced up and obliterated the pesky suicide bomber that was ensconced behind this tree here, so that was not a good day for him. That aside though, my mortar, and the last shot of the turn, attempted to drop some nastiness on the paratrooper squad here, missed with the indirect fire. But yeah, it's a brutal turn all in. I've now lost both of my vehicles. My flak crew is down to 1. I hold this objective here. I've got a squad here that lost 1 from rifle fire from that squad that was there, and this Fallschirmjager squad's also down to 7. Who lost a man earlier in the game. That aside, the Japanese horde is slowly approaching. Can the Germans hold on and claim some more objectives or not? We'll find out at the bottom of turn 4. So we'll see you soon. Okay, so at the bottom of turn 4, and yeah, things have been happening. Across here, not much. This squad advanced late on into the turn to grab this objective. My mortar again fired at the paratroopers and missed. My flak team that was down to 1 man got obliterated by the was it the tank or the
Tank.
the tank for the third successive turn hit and destroyed something. So I think he's the game's MVP at the moment. So he's gone. I've taken a lot of shots. My HQ have taken a lot of shots. This team's taken a lot of shots. The Japanese are advancing up the centre. I'm still getting shellacked by knee mortar and medium mortar fire over there. This team who were holding this objective advanced to the wall and let loose on this squad here and took out, was it 2 of them? Two killed there, so they're down to 4 or 5 men. Yeah, so as we move into turn 5, it's looking rather precarious for the Germans. Their sphere of influence is shrinking somewhat. There's burning vehicles and artillery pieces aplenty. The mortar has done the square root of nothing. But I've got 2 squads holed up on objectives. So that's my saving grace at the moment. Everything else though is looking a bit dangerous. I'll be honest. The Japanese paratroopers are moved unmolested through the wheat field. More pins have been put into this unfortunate Fallschirmjager section here, so they're going to have to be either rallying or doing some incredible braveness next turn. Objective wise, because we're playing key positions, this one's out the game. That one's quite close. That one's quite close, and I'm currently sat on 2 with my 2 Fallschirmjager squads there. So again, everything to play for as we move into turn 5. The Japanese assault will continue as they look to take the objectives from the Fallschirmjager, but we'll see what happens in the upcoming turn. So we'll see you all at the end of turn 5. Hello and welcome back to the bottom of turn 5, and another rather bloody and violent turn has come to pass. So what's happened? Okay, so in the start of the turn, the majority of the dice that came out were Japanese. Mortars, grenadier mortars, tank, anti-tank gun and paratroopers all unleashed a hail of fire against the dwindling German numbers. Both this section and my HQ went down to mitigate casualties, and that resulted in only 1 Fallschirmjager being killed from this squad here, but they're now up to 5 pins. Not looking particularly good for them at this stage. We'll come to so the tank stuck in its position, opened up its whole machine gun onto this team here, again did no damage, and its main gun onto this team here, again no damage, so they're surviving by the skin of the teeth. This section here opened up with basically all it's got, lit up the squad that had advanced across the road to get out of the tank's way. They sustained huge casualties, and were they wiped out to a man? Yeah, so they were wiped out to a man. Then up here, this team, still in control of the objective, advanced slightly through the ploughed field, split their fire. Panzerfaust fired at the tank, and as has been customary for any of my weapons this afternoon, promptly missed. However, it was redeemed by this team here with assault rifles opening up on the medium machine gun team. Wiped out 2 of them, and they subsequently failed their order test and have scarpered back. I was going to say the jungle then, but there's no jungle in northern France. This is where we are at the moment. Again, my mortar, absolutely nothing. Did nothing at all. So that's where we're at for the end of turn 5. It's getting towards brown trousers time actually. 2 units down here. I've got 2 rather kind of fresh units here. They've not sustained many casualties. Tank again immobilised. We've got the grenadier mortars over there and the medium mortar team still there. We've got the paratroopers threatening this objective here, and the anti-tank gun is still there. So moving to turn 6 is going to be a tight and possibly another violent affair. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So join us again for the end of turn 6. See you soon. Hello and welcome to the bottom of turn 6 and the end of the game. We've rolled. There's going to be no turn 7, and I'm quite surprised. The game ends in a German victory. 2 objectives held and 5 dice taken from the Japanese. The Japanese went for it in that turn. They had to. It was a gallant effort, a gallant charge. There was a lot of firing, mainly against these 2 teams here, but because they were down, most of it brushed off. They lost a couple of men through shots from the paratrooper team here. NCO was unfortunately killed, but was replaced due to the initiative rule for the Germans. This team here, with assault rifles, opened up and lit up the anti-tank gun. It was three hits, 2 kills.
3 kills.
The 3 kills.
3 kills.
So 3 kills, just wiped the team out to a man. So for me, this has been my star unit. They've done well. They've wiped out 3 units by themselves. These guys have held this objective since turn 2. HQ and this team didn't really do a great deal during the game, except get shot at profusely. My vehicles, enough. Well, the less said about them, the better, in my opinion. And the mortar hit nothing in 6 turns. Lovely stuff. The Japanese, though, so they finished the game with the grenadier team still intact, the medium mortar still intact, HQ, medic, and also they were whittled down a bit. The paratroopers, weren't they? Mm-hmm. So they lost quite a few men, but they did take this objective. So the objective score, remember we were playing key positions, so it was 2 objectives to the Germans, 1 objective to the Japanese, but the Germans took 5 order dice from the Japanese. So very, very bloody, very brutal game. I'll be completely honest. It surprised me at how violent it actually was. But all in all, though, great game.
Okay.
Really enjoyed it. Not bad for our first battle report. No, really enjoyed the game. It was the first time we've played key positions, so it was a good fun scenario to play. I've learned a lot from my list about what I'd take next time, what I wouldn't take. What about you? What would you've changed anything?
I'd definitely stick to those light machine guns in the squads. Mm-hmm. Not having them this time was a key. Very little long range firepower. No,
I didn't understand. Right, we'll discuss more about that in our after action report. But that's the game over. Again, very bloody and very violent encounter in northern France. It was Axis versus Axis, so we'll just call it a war game. It was everyone was firing blanks. That work?
That works.
Fantastic. Right, we'll see you all in the after action report. Cheers. Okay, so welcome to the after action report. So the battle was 1,000 points, key positions. First time I've used Germans. Is that the first time you've run that actual list?
This list, yeah, definitely. Paratroopers, first time out.
Yeah.
Anti-tank gun.
Yeah.
Only the second time out. That particular tank, first time out.
Yeah.
Grenadier squad. Chopped right down to the basics.
Yeah, I noticed that. It was really quite small. What would you change?
Well, as I said earlier, I'd definitely take those light machine guns in the squads again. The infantry squads, once they've got the numbers, I've got nothing of any range on a table like this. That's what was,
from my perspective, not facing LMGs was quite nice. There was the paratroopers had an LMG, didn't they?
Paratroopers.
Yeah, but there was none in the infantry
but
squads.
That was offset by 3 SMGs, which reduced everything else accordingly.
But you'd largely stick to that.
For the moment,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, from my perspective, I would change quite a lot. I think going with 3 8-man veteran squads, while the damage output was high. With the combination of assault rifles and LMGs, their ability to actually take more than, or contest more than 2 objectives was minimal. So I might take either a 4th squad or increase these to 10. It's a bit of a point sink, but it's something I'm gonna look at moving forward. The support, well, it let me down. I'm gonna be brutal here. The support let me down. Take all 3 taken out by the tank, which is just shameful. So yeah, they didn't really do a lot in the entire game. So what I'm going to do is go back to the drawing board and look at what I would remove and add. The mortar team, next to useless. They're going back to mortar school for some intensive training. That's code for being beaten with a big stick. But apart from that, I'm happy that I won. But it was by the skin of my teeth. I'll be brutal about that. But overall, good game.
Good game.
Really enjoyed it. Not bad for the first on point battle report. We've had a blast doing it. It's been a really good game. A lot of fun. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, just leave them below in the comments. And as always, take care. May your dice roll well, and we'll catch you all in the next video. Bye bye for now.
Bye.